Hey, hey. Hi, guys. Welcome back. Hang on. Let me switch and have a sip of tea. Also, let's get into this. This is going to be what's ahead in love. Okay. We'll see where this one takes us. This is not zodiac specific. I'll call out zodiacs as I see them, though. Ten of Wands in the reverse. So it says that there's still a burden, a heart-centered emotional burden that has not yet been dropped. So there's something that still needs to be dealt with. We have Seven of Pentacles in the reverse, and this kind of feels like it's I don't know, somebody's having something crash down on them right now, where they all this time that's passed, still nothing's changed. It's like they still feel the same way. They still feel heavily burdened by something. Okay. Nine of Pentacles. It's weird because this is a character's life who has actually been going really well as far as like they're gaining, growth, they're gaining success, they're gaining wealth. Lots of things are going really well, but yikes. Okay, so Three of Swords is still even possibly heavier on their mind than it used to be. Hang on, is this the person who did the betraying? Because that's what it's starting to feel like. Because that Ten of Wands is fear, guilt, shame, remorse. Yeah, we have the High Priestess in the reverse. It's become really clear to somebody, even though they have worked on other aspects of their life and they are single, abundant. Maybe this person has quite a lot of money at this point in time. But what has happened is that over this time where other things in their life have improved, it's basically saying somebody with a guilty conscience, they cannot forget, they cannot get over their own actions. This is the person who betrayed another individual, and likely somebody that they loved. They may have had a very toxic kind of love for this person, because you notice that we have eye orbits that are shaped like a giant heart. Sorry, it's really hard to tilt it in the right angle, but it's upside down. Basically, we have an inverted heart here. So they looked at somebody, and even though they loved this person, that's why I think theirs was like a twisted kind of love, and they're aware of it. They know unequivocally, like, and they know that the other person sees this as a deep betrayal also. And I almost think it's this is such a poignant card. The way they did the artwork on this is so poignant, because we can see this little skeleton like is so aware. I know it's you putting the sword in my back. I'm so wounded that you would even do this. Even the fact that you would think to do this and then carry it out upon me, it's so heartbreaking, and it's so defeating. And it's like, it's almost like this character that got betrayed, they knew. I feel like there was a look that exchanged between them, or there was like this moment where the person who got betrayed revealed through their body language, what you've done is so much more painful than words could describe. And I think that is the moment that is like etched into the betrayer's mind. They know what they did, and they know that the person they did it to knew it in that moment also. And it was such a supreme like reflection on, I don't even have words to describe what you just did, but we both know what you just did. The disappointment was just too significant. This isn't something that deserves words, because we all know what the situation is. That is a heavy thing for them to carry on their conscience. They are aware in like deep knowledge how bad of a thing it was, and that they did, right? This is somebody who knows that this isn't some lighthearted little nothing. They can't brush it off and be like, oh, it wasn't, it doesn't really make that big of an impact. Sometimes we make mistakes and it's not the end of the world. Other times we do something and it leaves an indelible print of shame, on our own heart and on the person that we did that thing to. And it's because it was probably really sincerely hurtful, whatever this was. It doesn't mean it was the end of the other person's, happiness for all their days to come. Let's not over dramatize it. But for the person who did wrong, they carry more and more. They carry the memory of this, because other areas of their life are actually going well. And this is the big, heavy burden. It doesn't matter how much money they make. They're not going to buy their way out of their own memory of the betrayal that they did, or whatever they did that was wrong or hurtful. Four of Pentacles in the reverse. They're wishing that they could let go. They're wishing they had let go of something. They're aware of what they should have done back then. The betrayal, okay, so this makes sense. My question was what's ahead for love, but we keep looking at what's ahead for love is only this person's awareness of what a mistake they've made. And it says, I don't know if they should have let go of a previous connection, but they stayed for the sake of money, but they're so clear on it that they should have let go of that in lieu of being able to have their Two of Cups. Instead, it looks like the betrayal maybe was around the fact that they went ahead and they stayed someplace else. They didn't choose to be with their Two of Cups. They stayed somewhere else. And that is the betrayal of the entire connection. And that's also why they can't get over this. They can't forget it. It's because they really made the wrong choice once upon a time. So let me go back to asking, I mean, when we say what's ahead in love, honestly, this is like, I'm going to say this possibly divine masculine. And I only say that because we kept getting divine masculine energies, coming up on our images. We keep seeing him in the same sombrero. And we keep seeing him here again as like the person that delayed a whole lot, maybe Pisces energy here, but he didn't choose his Two of Cups. So that is and it sounds like if he stayed someplace, the money did work out. He's actually got everything that he needs now, but he doesn't have his Two of Cups. And I feel like it's because he sacrificed the Two of Cups for money. That's what this looks like. So what's up ahead in love for him is actually more like it's hitting him like a ton of bricks. Now that he's got his money, oh my God, what have I done? I don't have love. I don't have my Two of Cups. And more than anything, it's come into focus that he hurt the other person, or this is how he perceives it. He, she, it does not matter. Okay, let's take a look at the person that was betrayed. Let's take a look at what's next in love for them. Let's leave this first character alone for a minute. Okay, so we have High Priestess. So they both have the High Priestess. So our character who was betrayed, what's next in love for them could be somebody who's incredibly intuitive, or it could be that they themselves are sensing that they've got new love, new excitement on the horizon. They might have exploration and passion, possibly with a fire sign on the horizon. The person that was betrayed may be either a Virgo, a Cancer, or a Pisces. If we go back over to their side, that we'll say the masculine side for just a moment, I think it's also hitting him that the person I betrayed, my Two of Cups that I betrayed, I'll say she knew what the betrayal was. She knew I wouldn't let go of money, so I stayed someplace else instead of being with her because I couldn't let go of the money. That's where I think a lot of this shame and, because the 10 of Wands is fear, guilt, shame, remorse. Those energies are what he's kind of like stewing in, especially as, this is what's ahead for him is like the reality of, oh my God. And she knew it's even more embarrassing that she knows why I didn't move toward a genuine love. It's because embarrassingly, I was so attached to money, or something like that. Like she knows that I betrayed her and for what, it just kind of feels like this is their guilt and remorse that they're going to have to face. Okay. Back over to the one that was betrayed, looks like the High Priestess. And the High Priestess has a wonderful, sense of what comes toward them in life. And she is sensing, in this case, excitement, possibly love, possibly passion, possibly some kind of energy flow here. Embodiment of Cups, somebody brand new, somebody that is a forever love, somebody that is like genuinely there for the long haul. It's interesting that the masculine that did the betraying by putting money above a connection he sees that connection as his one and only, his Two of Cups. But what's interesting is that the person that was betrayed by him, the High Priestess, is actually about to meet, look, seahorses mate for life. And this feels like she's meeting somebody. This is almost like another version of a Two of Cups, but somebody that's really going to be right for her. She senses this person on their way in toward her. There's some kind of excitement. It's like things are getting kind of thrilling. Look at this, the Lovers. I will say the Lovers can be a choice between two. And if anything, maybe she's sensing that that person from her past, the one that betrayed her for money, that I maybe it is that she senses that they're probably going to be showing back up, but so is somebody else. I'm going to have a choice between lovers. I feel it coming. Even here we have two like lines of pheromones being like emitted toward her, wafting toward her, or two different energy flows. She's going to have a new beautiful commitment, and I think she's going to hear from somebody that bounced into her life and then ran away again. And I think that might be that Knight of Wands. She's sensing it, she's feeling it. We've got the Inspiration of Pentacles, and we've got the Awakening, which is the Judgment card. But this Judgment card, this is so perfect. Like, all of these cards are so cohesive. This Judgment card, instead of like coming back together, you notice that she's actually releasing them, releasing the entire relationship, releasing what happened, because she's starting a new chapter, writing a new book with a new person. And I think that's going to be that King of Cups. I think she's like aware that things went the way they went for a reason, or she will become aware of that. Look, a High Priestess is very intuitive. She feels the changes that are on the wind. She feels what's coming. She may not know the specifics, but she senses how much you want to bet. I can feel something good coming my way, something true, something solid. How much you want to bet? I'm also going to hear from somebody that is only in my life for, a short season or a lesson or something. I bet life's about to get a little bit complicated. I'm probably going to have to make a choice. She feels something is on the horizon, but I don't know, because we can't even see this face. I'm going to say, well, nowhere can we see anybody's face, right? So she can't see exactly who the choices are going to be. She only is aware that she's going to come to a crossroads in the context of love. It's right there around the corners, right on the next like mountain that she crests on. And I think she already knows. There's something about me choosing new, but there's also a chance to make peace with letting go of something in the past. She may even give like, if this person who betrayed her in the past eventually comes forward toward her, she may actually tell them, you know what, it's okay that I didn't end up with you. It's okay that you chose something else. You did what was the thing that you needed to do for who you were at that time. But it's okay. I've met somebody else and I'm really much happier now. I'm starting a new life chapter. I really think it's going to be something along the lines of her not taking the ex back, but I think she already knows that there is somebody new on the horizon with the King of Wands. There's something very passionate, very loving, very exciting. There's a King of Swords. Oh my God. We just brought two additional energies into all of this. Is she actually going to have a sudden flood of energies coming toward her? This is a lot of characters. We've got a Four of Swords in the reverse. So she may have the ex returning that she lets go of and says no to. She has a new person, a King of Cups that is super loving. Somebody that I think is the best match for her. But at the same time, she has two other kings, both interested in her as well. And I think this is where she's going to realize, wow, I'm definitely healed enough to be able to see clearly when I meet amazing people, that it's hard to be the one to have to choose. But on the other hand, I think she's going to be able to recognize that Great people are seeing the value in her. Amazing people are like here to show up in her life to tell her, you do know you're really desirable, right? You do know you're an absolute catch. I think once upon a time, the person that she would have given her all to betrayed this connection, and she was left with nobody. And then it's like there's this floodgates opening where the ex comes back, new people show up, three great options want her, but I think there's just that one that's going to be the right match for her just because of the seahorses that we saw with the king of cups. But I think that the big message here is she's supposed to be able to understand that she's incredibly desirable, and this is supposed to be the proof. And I think it's going to really help her to confidently be in a solid relationship with the king that she chooses. Otherwise, she could have still been kind of mixed up and messed up a little bit over what happened from the past. You know, when somebody knows that it's their two of cups, but they betray that kind of a love, that could have been a big head trip for her. It could have left her all kind of confused as to how does somebody do that. And to have this new love come in, even though she's like ready for new love and she feels it coming and she knows she wants to choose a new chapter, still, I think that there's going to be some tremendous extra like confidence boost where a couple of other suitors are coming in at the same time, all of which are amazing, all of which have something really beautiful as like a message to convey to her that you know you're a real catch, right? You know, multiple people that are amazing would love a chance to be with you. It's crazy how she went from none to basically four, right? The ex plus those three other kings. That's a big message. I don't know that the high priestess can only see certain aspects. She can't see everything. She can only see certain aspects. Like I sense something is coming. I know that probably I'm going to hear from the ex, but I also think it's ready. I'm ready for something new. But I don't know if she would have dreamed that there would be a multitude of people coming forward. What's the message about that person from the past then? The Tower. Look, they have a lot of revamping to do of themselves. They made the wrong choice once upon a time. They have definitely had some serious regrets. That is what they're headed for. Four of Swords, and then maybe they can start to actually heal because they made some really big mistakes. So they were probably, if they needed money more than anything once upon a time, maybe they were really feeling desperate, and that's from some scarring and some wounds. So they'll finally be able to start healing, which is great for them. But she's going in a new direction. Final message just for her. Temperance. Yeah, definitely everything in her life is going to be about finding balance and harmony within love, within herself, within what happened in the past, but also like I think she's going to be at great peace. And I really think she's going to let go of that energy of the ex, like with grace, and give them the absolution that they need, even though I think they have a lot to think about. I think there's a lot for them to fix still in their own life. But for herself, choosing from these other amazing three kings, I think it's to handle the three kings with grace as well and make the balanced choice of who's the best match for herself. Wow, that was unexpected. All right. Thank you guys for being here. Thanks for giving it a thumbs up and subscribing. Bye.